Working Edge is a new initiative of Task Force Community Agency, PARAN. It was born out of the Skillshare program, which folded as a result of government cutbacks to funding. The type of services we provide encompass computer training, access to computers, and also individual personalised support, particularly in the areas of resume assistance and career consultations. We also have available the fax machine, obviously, for sending or receiving faxes, photocopying facility, document binding service, and access to phones as well.
Yip 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 boom 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 boom, get a job, sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na, 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 ba yip 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 boom 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 boom, get a job, sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na. Well, every morning I just start my baby calls me and says, get a job, sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na, get a job, sha-na-na-na. Every day I know what she's gonna say.
Staff at the Working Edge have always had a very strong bond with the gay, lesbian, transgender community on a personal, private level, as well as a professional and working level as well. When we were Skillshare and operated as Skillshare, we established a very, very productive and positive relationship with the gay, lesbian, transgender community. And just through word of mouth over a period of time, people would come here because they had heard that they'd be embraced here, not physically, but certainly in terms of their sexuality. It wasn't an issue. And when your sexuality is not an issue, you're going to give a lot more. And the sorts of services that we actually provide here, people need to be, I suppose, comfortable to get as much out of the setting and the program as they can. So it was very important that we maintain these links with our community. And certainly with the gay, lesbian, transgender community, the sorts of things people will say to me is how relieved they are being able to come here and not have to worry about their sexuality, to not have to hide anything about why they're wanting to leave their job or why they're having difficulty with a particular position or staff member or experience, and that it's a relief and that it's a very positive, it's a really positive experience for people to be here. And certainly that makes us, feel very positive as well. It's crucially important if you haven't the skills and you're interested in becoming involved in a particular area and you don't have that training, you don't have that background, well then you do need to make yourself, you have to access that area and you must have those skills. And unlike 10, 15 years ago, where people would be perhaps more prepared to train you on the job, the luxury of time is no longer available for a lot of people in a lot of professional areas. So the onus is on the individual now to do that for him or herself. And it's crucial, it's a must. Some people have walked out of here just quite blown away by the fact that they've now got quite a few new options that they've never really considered before. Other people, it's just an affirmation of something that they have always been thinking in terms of a career change or a direction.
Yip 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 boom 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 boom, get a job, sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na, 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 ba yip 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 boom 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 boom, get a job, sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na. Well, every morning I just start my baby calls me and says, get a job, sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na, and she pours my morning coffee every day. I know what she's gonna say. Get a job, sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na, get a job, sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na, get a job, sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na, get a job, sha-na-na-na.
Well, if it boils down to one thing, it's the environment, it's the staff. That's really crucial to me. It's if I'm not happy in my job, and for me, that's not only job satisfaction, but who I work with, well then I can't be productive and I can't take risks, and the staff here they're just wonderful. There's a very strong bond between us. We've worked together for a while, and they're very supportive. We fight, we argue, there's conflict, we resolve it, and we share a very similar philosophy when it comes to work ethic and also our direction, our vision for Working Edge. We have very similar ways, I suppose, in dealing with people, but at the same time there's lots of difference as well. So it's I suppose our differences and similarities really complement one another. And so the staff, probably, for me, it's the staff.
There's a certain myth that exists in the gay male community about the rectal G spot. According to the myth, this explains why some men seem to get so much enjoyment from anal penetration. In fact, some guys even claim they can ejaculate purely through anal stimulation. Well, we thought this was something worth investigating. Are you aware of the rectal G spot?
No.
You've never heard of it?
Willing to find out.
Then we noticed a certain cafe in Chapel Street. Surely the people here would be able to help us in our investigations. Have you heard of the rectal G spot?
I've heard of that, yes.
Can you tell us what you know about it?
Just that it's part of the male anatomy, and that's the sexual, heightened sexual spot in the male anatomy. And it obviously helps in certain sexual, dealings. So that's what I know about it anyway, yeah.
Then we got a tip-off that there were a couple of catamites living in a certain apartment in the centre of Melbourne. Surely they would be able to help us with our investigations.
Hi, how are you? Welcome to 172, the cruisiest apartment in the Melbourne CBD.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Troy.
Come on in. Great to have you on. This is my flatmate, Dixie Lixie.
Hi, Dixie.
Hi, pleasure to meet you.
I just poured your champagne.
Oh, thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers. Chookers.
Okay, so I understand you guys classify yourselves as bottoms. Can you tell us what does that mean exactly?
Right. Means we absolutely love being fucked, and me especially. I love hot meat absolutely penetrating my rectum.
What about you, Dixie?
Yeah, I just love anything up me whenever I can.
Why do you like being penetrated anally? What is it that turns you on?
It's just a feeling of sheer ecstasy. Just the point when you reach orgasm and the G spot is hit. It's just fabulous. What can I say? It's great.
Yeah, I just enjoy the warmth of someone else being up me. It's a very intimate feeling.
Can you describe for us, when you're being penetrated, how does it feel? Is it pleasure in the actual anal sphincter itself, or is it deeper?
I believe it's deeper. The sphincter definitely. But I'm sure there's a spot just behind the sphincter somewhere where you know that it's just the spot of total sexual consummation.
You agree, Dixie?
Indeed.
Then we got another tip-off that a certain Dr. Nick Medland of the Centre Clinic in St Kilda may be able to assist us.
I think what the rectal G spot refers to is the prostate gland, which is a gland that produces a lot of the fluid that goes in semen, and it sits just under the bladder, and you can actually reach it through the rectum. It's a gland, it's about the size of a walnut or the size of a plum, and it's on the front side of the rectum, so towards the abdomen, I suppose, towards the front of the belly, and it's about 10 centimetres inside, and most people can reach it with their fingers, and it's about the consistency of a unripe plum or apricot, something like that. sort of smooth, round, and it's just inside the rectum, above the anal canal.
How do people who engage in anal sex, how do they get pleasure?
Well, there's a whole lot of things associated with sexual pleasure, of course. I mean, it's the whole psychological and neurological aspects to it. But particularly that spot, it's a very sensitive part of the body. The gland is extremely sensitive. When it's rubbed or when it's massaged, it's a very intense feeling. I notice that, people have to have prostate examinations when they go to see the doctor. And in that sort of situation, when a doctor examines the patient, feels the prostate gland, most people will find that intense feeling not particularly pleasurable. But in a sexual environment, when people are excited, that they often find that intensely pleasurable. Though some people can find it too intense, I suppose. So people might use that. People that are having anal sex, certain positions might be more likely to rub up against the prostate gland, or particularly when fingering somebody, people can actually particularly go for that spot.
So, Troy, tell us about some of the toys that you have.
Okay, well, this is my most popular used toy. This is my trusty pink dildo, a good 9-inch toy. I fell in love with it the first night I used it. It really does fill the void. So that's that one there, and this one here is a little toy I often wear to the Coles supermarket while I do my shopping. This little butt plug, I just pop it in before I leave to go to the shops, and away I go while I'm picking off the groceries off the shelves. I'm getting a sensation at the same time, and it's absolutely heaven. And it's also great for 747 trips on the plane when you get heavy turbulence. Absolutely heaven.
Right. Dixie, do you have any toys?
Actually, no, I don't.
You're not as much into toys.
There is one toy up there, though.
Oh, there's a toy up here.
Yes.
I like this. This is a little bit of entertainment.
Is there a link between the rectal G-spot and sexuality? By that I mean, do you have to be homosexual to enjoy having your rectal G-spot massaged?
Well, I suppose I might be speculating a little bit if I was to talk about that, but I'd have to say that perhaps gay people, gay bisexual men, might be more likely to be having somebody explore their rectum than a straight person is. But we certainly come across straight people who quite enjoy anal sex. And it's just more difficult to do that with a female partner, I suppose, than with a male partner. So my suspicion would be that it's probably not linked with sexuality, and it's just that gay or bisexual men are just more likely to explore that part of the body and the pleasure it can give them.